Welcome back. We are connecting after a very long time. So let's get started with the new things here. So I'm trying to focus on system design now. So I'm trying to make few videos which will help us as an estate to test our apps more efficiently by understanding the system. So in this video, we will see a use case where it's a real-time incident which happened a few years ago. So we'll understand what happened exactly, how we can avoid, and what are the reasons that cause this issue. So basically, what happened, right? Uh, because of one bug, a company called UberEats lost around 4 lakh rupees in very little span of time. So let us understand what that bug is, how we as an estate can avoid that bug, and what kind of test cases we can write. Okay, let's get started. So if you see, right, the first thing I searched on Google about that issue, I got this Quora. Someone answered this. So someone asked what was the glitch on Uber Eats app that enabled users to get free food while paying for the order through Paytm empty wallet. Okay, so let's go through this incident which some person has narrated, which he has experienced. So he says like he lives in some hostel, and then one fine afternoon of March 3rd, 2019, someone found this issue, and what they did, they spread this with his friends. uh, what happened, right? He mentioned the glitch was that you can have free food by choosing Paytm as your payment option while ordering food from Uber Eats. The thing is, the only twist here is that you will have to keep the Paytm wallet empty, then only you can exploit this bug. On detecting no money, the Uber Eats app will prompt you to add money into your wallet, to which you will have to just press OK, and thereafter your order will be placed. So it's actually not adding money to your wallet, but then if you press that OK button, right, in the add money in the wallet, the order will be placed. So something happened in between Uber Eats and the Paytm that we need to understand. So let's go through what exactly here he's trying to say. He's trying to mention some of the foods that they ordered. So it's very huge amount. Someone order around 13,000, 14,000. If you can see here, someone ordered around here, if you see, right, 6,700 worth food. Someone ordered 13,924, and these are only from the persons whom they have revealed, and there may be lot many people who have not revealed how much they have ordered, and it may have costed uh, very much to Uber Eats. Okay, so we need to understand who it gets costed to. It gets costed to Uber Eats or Paytm. So let's understand in detail. So there is another blog which I found on this. So I have gone through this. So we'll understand what exactly happened technically. So it says a customer tried to order food via Uber Eats app in India using Paytm wallet. Okay, so he didn't had enough balance in his account. So the payment failed and customer clicked on try again. Okay, what happened the moment he click on try again, the order was processed without any payment. So it's very dangerous, right? As a software developer, or as a person who, or company who owns that product, it's a very dangerous thing to happen. So we need to understand why it happened. For the first time, it payment failed. For the second time, it when I click on OK, it says succeed and order got placed. This news spread quickly, and soon many customers across India were ordering free food. So let's understand how the bug they have discovered. Uber noticed an anomaly when restaurants went offline due to massive orders placed within a short period of time. So what happened within a short period of time, a lot of people started placing orders which are of high value. So the restaurants seem something fishy, and they have shut down their restaurants. And also, what happened at a particular hostel which I shown just now, lot of people are taking orders which are worth of high value. So something they predicted fishy, and Paytm what Uber Eats what they did right, they checked their code, production code which recently they have released. They found nothing which related to this. And what they immediately did was, the first thing is they have disintegrated Paytm as a payment option from their app. So I feel this is the best step they have taken to avoid further loss to the company. So anyone, not only this, anyone who faces such production issues, right? The first thing they have to do is they have to take a steps which prevents further loss to them. Like how Uber Eats did, they also have to take that step. So in Uber Eats, they just disintegrated that Paytm payment option so that it prevents them with the further loss. If you go further right, so basically it was a payment related issue. There was a bug in the reconciliation process, as Uber reconciled with Paytm only once a week. So Uber immediately suspended Paytm from payment section and began investigating the issue. So this issue, whatever they investigate, right, it took almost 1 week for them to fix this. So if we go further right, in the beginning the team looked at whether the recent code changes had caused the issue, but it was not. After the root cause analysis, it was discovered that the Paytm development team had made a code change that caused this mess. So did you understand? Only a simple code change caused this huge mess. Okay, the thing is, an API endpoint was changed from being idempotent to non-idempotent. So this is a very important thing that we need to understand what exactly happened. So there was an API endpoint from the Paytm team. They have exposed that endpoint. It was idempotent, and with the new change, whatever they have introduced, it's non-idempotent. It has become non-idempotent. So now the question is, what is idempotent here? Idempotent is the concept where if there is any API, let's say there is a put API we generally use to update any record. So let's say you have created an employee. Okay, you have created an employee called Amir, and when you want to create an employee, right, what you generally do is using the put request. Suppose you have given the employee details and everything, so it creates an employee if it is not already present in the database. Now let's say again you click on send button in the Postman or somewhere. If you see here, if you go to Postman, like let's say if you click on for the first time, if you click on send, you'll get an employee created. Again when you click on the second time, right, that employee should not get created again. It should basically give the same response what it was, what it gave for the first time. But in database it should create only one record. So when a REST API behaves in the same way regardless of how many requests are made, then the REST API is referred to as idempotent. So here if you see, irrespective of how many times you click on the send button, tens, hundreds, whatever response it gave on the first attempt, the same response it should give after hundreds or thousands or how many times you requested, you hit that endpoint. So that's called idempotent. API endpoint was charge related. So here they're trying to explain what exactly was API endpoint. It was related to charge. In the earlier version, it always returned the same error when trying to charge a wallet without enough credit. So basically, it was a Paytm. So exactly what happened? Let's say I'm trying to place an order from an hotel using Uber Eats app. I don't have any balance in the Paytm. When I try to pay, right, I it took me to Paytm screen. There it says your balance is zero, and ask to add money in the wallet. I click on yes. It took me to wallet uh, wallet pay money add screen, where I click on the for the first time. It gives me an error. and for the second time again I clicked. What happened? It I got a message saying that it's success. So if you see here, right, the thing is, for the first time it gave an error. For the second time, the order got placed. So here idempotency is not there. Idempotency is something whenever, how many times, irrespective of you click on that send button or hit the API, right, it should give the same response. So before code change, what was happening? Load money action without funds, it gave some error. Okay, load money action without funds, again if you click on that, right, it gave an error. After code change, what happened? Load money action without funds, it gave an error. Load money action without funds, it did not give this error now. After code change, it gives some other status code which is not 200. So what Uber thought, right? Uber thought that it did not get 200. Also, it did not get any error message. It got something, uh, some status which is not a success or not a failure. So what it assumed, right? Just to be on the safe side, they have assumed it as a valid response, and they have made it as uh, a success call, and they have placed the order. The few things we need to note here, what we have to do, right, as if you are using a third party APIs for payment integration especially, you need to make sure your tests are very robust. You should validate all types of response codes, and I'm telling in terms of whatever steps Uber has to take. First thing is, you have to include all the test cases that are related to status codes, all the test cases related to the responses, and also uh, once it is done, right, I mean, if you include all the response codes, anyhow, like, it will, your test will fail, and you'll not you will give a red mark to Paytm. There's one more thing, right? So Paytm also has to communicate this change with uh, all their customers, because you have done some new change with the new status codes and you have not informed them. So that may also be the reason, so that because they are not aware of the change, they assume it is idempotent and they have not made the code changes according to that. So it's responsibility of both Uber Eats and Paytm. So Paytm has to first communicate and inform about the new error codes that they have included, and to Uber Eats, and Uber Eats responsibility also to make their code in such a way that if there is any success, then only they should process the order, because it is money related. If you get status scores other than 200, that should not be considered as a success. It should be considered as a failure in terms of Uber Eats, because it's related to payments where you it can incur a lot of loss to Uber Eats. So one more thing I can suggest here, I can advise here is that, so Paytm, what they can do, right? Whenever there are any changes, I hope they may be doing. I'm not sure. Uh, if there are any changes to the APIs, right? To detect that kind of API changes early in the life cycle, they have to follow shift left testing, where they can write component test cases for those set of APIs and include as part of the PR process. So whenever some developers creates a PR for whatever code change he has done, all the test cases related to those that API will run, and if there is any change identified with respect to status code or response body, it fails the test case and it prompts the developer to fix that particular test case. So based on that, he'll be aware of what has to be done. If it is a new change, either he has to communicate to the stakeholders, or if it's failing because you have done something wrong from your hand, you have to fix your code. That's a good practice which I know. I hope Paytm may also may be following. I'm not sure if that is the case. So any company, if they have this kind of APIs, right, which third party customers use, it's better they introduce this kind of shift left testing. That's a very plus point. Okay, let's proceed further. There is another blog which I found, right. This is from the person who has actually worked with this team, and he has clearly explained exactly happened, uh, what exactly happened, and what are the things they have taken care to fix this issue, and he has also suggested what can be done at the later point of time to avoid this issue. Maybe it's a very detailed. You can go through this blog. I'll give the link in the comment section. You can go through this blog uh, to understand in detail what all happened. So already have, as I have explained, right, the same thing is there. Maybe if you want in detail you can go further. Yeah. So I feel like this is a good example for us as a estate or as a developer to uh, uh, to think like what has to be, what not to done while developing an app or while testing an app. For us as an estate, we have to learn from this, and we have to think in larger perspective and include those cases in our test cases, so that it prevents this kind of things. So if I have almost covered whatever is communicated. So maybe if you have anything, you can comment down on this video. We can like, it will help others to understand. So this is my first video which is related to this kind of thing. So I'll try to get more such use cases where like, where you can understand what how outages happen because of which issues, and it will help you to better write your test cases and better think in it in test design perspective. So now you understood, right, with a simple uh, API status code change, it costed around 5 lakhs approximately to Uber Eats. And for us, this is a lesson for us as estate to learn that we have to cover all possible test cases for that API, and if there is any idempotency observed in any API, you have to write the test cases for that also, to understand if that API is working as idempotent or not, because that's the main thing. So I hope you like this topic, and share with your friends, like it may help them. Yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you.